Hello there. Good morning. It's Phil Thatch, and once again, I'm out here in my back porch blind. Today, I'm using my Canon R7 and 100 to 500 lens. I haven't used this gear in a while. It was my favorite for quite some time. And while we were in Florida recently, Heather was using her R7 and 100 to 500. And I said, you know what? When we get back home, I'm going to get out in the blind with mine. So here I am, and I've gotten started. It's really early this morning, uh, and it is not much light. It's overcast. I'm shooting at 1/125th of a second so far to start out with. And the first bird I saw was a song sparrow. So let's take a look at the song sparrow shot. Here it is, the first photo of the day. It's a song sparrow on one of my perches. This is 1/125th of a second, wide open at 5.6 and ISO 1600. Not a lot of light this early in the morning, 324 millimeters. This shot has the exact same settings as the last one, but I really like this pose here on this perch with the tail feathers completely out of focus and the eye super sharp and it drifting between those two statuses of focus. Really cool shot. The next bird I saw was a male house finch. So let's take a look at that. Here's the male house finch on the stump perch having itself a little feast. This is 324 millimeters, 1/125th of a second, wide open at 5.6, and this is 800 ISO. A lot of time passed before I saw the next bird, and it was a male downy woodpecker. So that was really cool. It flew up and landed on the stump perch for just a second. And I'm shooting at the slowest frame rate, 4 frames per second on this camera. I feel like it autofocuses better at that slow rate. And I got off 3 shots before it flew off, and one of them was sharp. It's just playing peekaboo behind the log. And I noticed that my ISO was really low, so I was able to increase my shutter speed for the next visitor. And it seems like today is song sparrow day because the next visitor was another song sparrow, and I got several shots of it. Here's the male downy woodpecker on the back of the stump perch. Mostly hidden is the woodpecker, but you can still see its head and its eyes fairly sharp. This is 343 millimeters. I'm still at 1/125th of a second, f5.6, and my ISO is only 200. Time to increase the shutter speed. Here's another song sparrow shot. This one is 1/320th of a second, 343 millimeters, f5.6. and ISO 1000. One more song sparrow shot with the exact same settings as the previous picture. I thought both of these poses were pretty nice there on this perch. Well, I was wrong. I told you it was song sparrow day, but just now a female downy woodpecker flew up and landed, and she landed on several different perches before she got a seed and flew off, and I was able to get shots of her on several perches. So I changed my mind. Today is female downy woodpecker day. Here's the female downy woodpecker, and she's landed on the left perch. It's all the way around the corner to the left. This is 223 millimeters, 1/320th of a second, wide open at f5 and 800 ISO. Here's a different pose, but on that same perch and the exact same settings as the previous shot on that perch. Isn't she beautiful? Now she's climbed all the way up to the top of that perch for another shot with the same settings. I love the way a downy woodpecker will arrive and just kind of go all around before getting to the target. Now she's moved over to another vertical perch, but still she's not where she wants to go. This shot is 200 millimeters, 1/320th of a second, f5 and ISO 320. Now she's on the same perch, but she's moved up to the top with the same settings as the previous one, and she still has not arrived at what she came for. She's getting a little closer, still on the same perch, but she's moved over some. Another shot with the same settings. And now she seems to be moving away from her target a little bit, but she's looking at it. Another shot with the same settings. Now she's moved over to what I call the angle perch, and she's getting very close to what she came for. This is also 200 millimeters, 1/320th of a second, f5 and ISO 320. She's moved a little bit, but she's still on the angled perch in this shot with the same settings, and she is very close to what she came for. And now finally, she has what she was after the whole time. You can see up here in the top left, this is the angle perch, which is actually attached to this perch that she's on. And normally I try to not share photos with the bird seed in them, but I thought it would complete the story of her journey across my perches there on the back porch. It was really nice to see her today, especially considering how many different places she landed. People often comment and want to see the perches, so here's a stick that's screwed onto the handrail. Here's another one. Here's another one. This is the one that I call my angled perch. It's almost worn out, but it gets a lot of use. This is the stump perch. It's just screwed on from the bottom, and you can see it has bird seed in the top. Here's the perch that has my suet feeder. It didn't get a lot of use today. And this is my newest perch and least used perch. I try to place them far enough apart to where if a bird is on one of them, the other perch is not in the frame. And I've had these same perches for a long time. I probably need to replace them at some point, but these are working, so why do that? Maybe it is Song Sparrow Day. Here's another song sparrow on one of my perches. I like this one with its feathers on its head kind of poking up. And in this shot, she almost looks like a fox sparrow, but it's definitely a song sparrow. I'm actually not sure if it's a male or a female. This shot is 223 millimeters, 1/320th of a second, f5 and ISO 320. And here's another shot of that same bird on the same perch, but it looks so different between these two shots. And the main difference is, of course, the angle of the pose, but also the position of the feathers on top of the head. These are poked up and these are laid back. This has the same settings as the previous shot. And last but not least, the mockingbird has arrived on the back porch. This is a 200 millimeter shot. I'm up to 1/500th of a second now, wide open at f5 and 400 ISO. Well, that's going to do it for me from out here in the back porch blind. I enjoyed using the Canon R7 and the 100-500 this morning. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If so, hit the thumbs up button. That helps me out a lot. And as always, if you want to see some more stuff like this, subscribe and hit the bell. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.